Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your host, Master Captain Angie Scott.
Hey everyone, we are back. Tuesday, March 5th, start of the 2024 season for the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast. I hope you guys had some time to go back and catch up on some of the older episodes you might have missed. But we are ready to bring you some fresh content in 2024. The time for me has flown by very, very quickly. But I've had a lot going on, very hard at work, and I'm just want to fill you guys in on what all has been going on since our last episode that ended the 2023 season. If you recall, we visited with Travis Birch, who's kind of taken over the reins on running the Women's Pro Bass Tour. So he was giving us a preview of what's to come. And while we're already here, this is, if you're listening as this comes out, this is the week of the first LBAA tournament. The ladies are headed to Toledo Bend. So we'll try to bring you update from that next week or the following weeks to kind of let you know how all that went. So really excited for all the ladies. I hope they really get into some giant monsters down there in Texas. This is the time of year to do it. If any of you follow competitive fishing and especially bass fishing, have been watching the Bassmaster Elites. They're tearing them up down there in Texas. So I can't wait to see what our ladies do. Super exciting. But man, I have had a lot going on since that episode. So I just want to fill you in on some things and then kind of give you a preview of what's to come this season. So you have something to look forward to. And yeah, we'll just give you all the dirt right here. So after that last episode, I've been down in Southwest Florida. Have not gotten to do as much fishing as I would like. I've gotten out a few times, so I'll kind of fill you in on those. But the reason why I haven't been able to get out as much as I would hope to is just because of so much going on. One thing, our golden doodle Lakelyn had, even before we left for Florida, we'd kind of taken her for some dock diving lessons, and she loves it. So we wanted to continue that down here in Florida. She actually got her first title, dock diving title, senior division, even though she is only still a puppy. But proud of her. She just really enjoys it. Have been having fun watching her do that. But we're also at RV Park in Fort Myers, and they have so many fun activities going on all the time. I've been able to get my competitive drive out, learning to play cornhole this season. We have weekly cornhole tournaments, so trying to get better at that. It's been a lot of fun. And then I also love to play Texas Hold'em poker, so we have a group that plays weekly, and then we have some pop-up games thrown in. So that's been a ton of fun. Got to be a guest again on Debbie Hansen's ESPN Real Talk Radio. Just happened to be the day that she made the big announcement that she was going to be leaving the show at the end of December, so she can focus on some other projects and things that she's got going on. So had a great run. I really was honored to have been on the show. I think 3 times. I think that was my 3rd time. So thank you, Debbie, for having me on as a guest. Really enjoyed our visit. I believe you can still go back and listen to that by going to the Southwest Florida ESPN Real Talk Radio podcast. So if you missed that, you can go check that out. Got to fly back to Tennessee for a few days to join my Freedom Boat Club of Tennessee team for a retreat in the beautiful Smoky Mountains in Gatlinburg. We had a gorgeous cabin. It was really fun just to get to see my friends with Freedom Boat Club of Tennessee and hang out, and really excited about some stuff that we've got going on for 2024. So I did get out fishing a few times, as I mentioned. So I met a guy here in the RV park that actually has a canoe If you don't know what a GNU is, check it out. It's actually way more stable than you would expect when you take a look at it. But we went out kind of back in the canals, I guess you call them. I don't know, in between the mangroves, and found some trout and some redfish, and that was a ton of fun. He caught some monster redfish, and it was just a blast to sit there and watch him battle those aggressive fish. I tore into some trout with my trusty Slam Shady 2.0. It's my go-to bait down here when I'm in the inshore waters for those species. So that was a blast to get out and kind of get some fishing under my belt. And then New Year's Day, we had an opportunity. Beth and Lori from Chicks in a Boat were in town, staying at our RV park, and we got to go out and all of us caught our New Year's Day bass, thanks to some tips from our friend Captain Debbie Hanson on where we could go, where we might be able to do that. So that was always fun. I want to make it a tradition on New Year's Day to catch my first fish of the new year. So that was a great time. And then we went right into our NPAA conference, the National Professional Anglers Association. Pat and I, the president, who's actually going to be retiring at the end of this year, asked if I would help put together a women's workshop. And so we had a panel of some of the most amazing ladies you could imagine, to talk about, how do we, get more women involved in the sport, take passion to profession. And it was a phenomenal conversation. My only regret is that we didn't record it. However, there were some clips that the staff from the NPAA were in there taking some video, and then one of my LBA ladies, Marcella McLaren, who came down, she also took some video, and so I am going to put some of that together for you for an upcoming episode because it was such a great conversation. I think you'll get a lot of value out of it, so I'm looking forward to putting that out. One of the things that you all can be looking forward to for sure. So yeah, that weekend was fun. We had a lot of friends in town for either the conference, or we did our women's kayak fishing meetup again with Gulf Coast Kayaks on that Sunday. So Denise Estada, she came to the conference, but also did the kayak event with us. And then our other LBA friends, Alyssa Johnson and Pam Ridgel, came down and did some fun fishing and joined us on Sunday for the kayak fishing meetup. The weather wasn't as great as we hoped it would be. The wind, it was kind of windy, but some ladies did get into some really nice fish. Myself and Gabriella McGrath kind of went rogue and did our own thing, but we had fun, and it was a great day, followed by lunch at the Tarpon Lodge, I believe it's called. I'm just kind of going off the seat of my pants here, but that was a beautiful place, and we really had a great time. So always good to have events like that. So always, be sure you're staying up to date on social media, following the Woman Angler and Adventure on Facebook and Instagram, and also part of the Woman Angler and Adventure private Facebook community to make sure that you see opportunities like that. If it's something that you're able to participate in, we would love to have you. Always trying to do more events. So been a little quiet on social media. Just kind of taking a break because I've got all this other stuff going on. But now that the podcast is back in full swing, we'll be a lot more active on those fronts. So be sure you're following along. What else did we do? Oh gosh. I've been busy with Freedom Boat Club planning out our social calendar for both our Boat Sisters group, which has been a lot of fun. We started that last year. And then also just our general member socials. Did a Facebook Live a few weeks ago on the Freedom Boat Club of Tennessee socials to talk about everything we've got going on there. But in between all that, I also transitioned the website that the Woman Angler and Adventure has been hosted on to a site that's actually made for podcasts, and something I wish was around 5-6 years ago when I started this show, because it would have made my life so much easier. But we are now hosted on a website called Podpage. Go check it out, thewomanangler.com. I think you're really going to enjoy the updates. There's a lot of really cool integrations and things that I haven't been able to do in the past. That's just going to make your experience and the guests' experience a lot better. So excited about that. And with that, I also switched it over to a different podcast host. We were on Megaphone. Now we're on Spotify for podcasters. It's actually the same company, but there's still a bit of work I need to do on some of the older episodes. The formatting of like the show notes and links didn't translate over, so I'm kind of working my way backwards slowly, trying to get all that fully transferred over correctly so it looks good. So I've got about probably 180 some episodes to go through, manually copy and paste over so it's all formatted correctly. So a lot of work there. So anytime I get some downtime, that's what I've been working on as well. And then, drum roll, I have made a big decision. I'm announcing it now. Unexpected decision. This was not anything that I really thought when you heard that last episode that we did at the end of October with Travis, but after looking at finances and a lot of other things and just time, I have decided to not fish the 2024 LBAA season. I already knew I was going to be dropping Toledo Bend, the one that's happening this week, because we're still in Florida, and it just would have been really, really challenging to pull that off. But we were going to have to leave early. We are not set to leave until April 1st, but we're going to have to leave early to even make it for the Bull Shoals tournament, which is toward the beginning of April in Arkansas. And we were really looking forward to that, don't get me wrong. But after just kind of weighing a lot of stuff out, I've decided that the best decision for me is going to be to kind of just focus on the podcast, focus on my work with Freedom Boat Club, still make a couple big trips to, keep connections and things like that with what we want to do with the podcast. So I am still going to the Bassmaster Classic, which is coming up here in a couple weeks. I'll be flying to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and meeting up with all my friends. It's one of my favorite events I look forward to every year. So hopefully I'll be bringing you some content from that event. Grand Lake is where the guys are fishing. So that it's going to be a lot of fun. And then also, of course, planning to for sure make it to ICAST in July. Already working with sponsors and getting our women's networking night set up. Looks like it'll be at Maggiano's again on that Wednesday of ICAST, so make sure you're planning for that. And then hopefully also still fishing the ICAST Cup. So just, want to still keep fishing a little bit there, as far as tournaments go. But I'm really looking forward, honestly, to just getting back to doing some fun fishing this year. Just going out and kind of taking it back to the basics. I think, things are kind of getting out of control in the bass world as far as guys having $50,000 electronic setups on their boats. And the forward facing sonar debacle and all of that, and I'm just kind of, I want to dial it back, kind of take it back to the why I fell in love with fishing in the first place. So yeah, I'm competitive, I'm passionate about the sport, but I just want to, take it back to the basics. Maybe get some more ladies out through our Freedom Boat Sisters. We actually have a event planned in April where we're gonna fish from the bank at a state park and just have some fun. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then maybe being able to take some members out. So we're working on some stuff. So fishing, even though I'm not tournament fishing, is still going to be a huge part of what I do on a weekly basis. So I'm really looking forward to that. Another big project I just got done the other day actually was submitting for my captain's license renewal. You have to do that every 5 years, so you kind of have to go through a process of paperwork and medical exam and things like that. So should be getting that here in the next few weeks. So excited to continue on with my master captain's license. And I want to just pause for a moment and give a big shout out to the sponsors who support this podcast. Couldn't do it without any of them. So huge shout out to Crestliner Boats. I'll be running the Crestliner MX-19 again this year with all the different things that I'm going to be doing and involved in. It's got the 200 horse Mercury Pro XS motor. So love that motor. There's nothing like the sound of firing that thing up, especially early in the morning. I don't know. It's just gets your blood pumping for sure. Freedom Boat Club of Tennessee, they are just amazing support of what I do, making sure that I'm living out my passion, as well as being a full-time employee for them. So just love our team, both Freedom Boat Club corporate and our team in Tennessee. We just had our conference here recently down in Cape Coral, and it was just a really fun week. Great to see everybody, and just really proud of the work that we do, and just passionate about making sure that our members have exceptional experience. So really cool to work with a company like that. Lowrance Electronics, so still running my Lowrance graphs. Love the ghost trolling motor. Wouldn't have it any other way in that regard. Power pole, I love fishing shallow, so having those power pole shallow water anchors is a huge game changer for me. Added the nav light recently, so I've got a nav light mounted on one of the power poles, so I don't have to deal with getting the long one out and off the boat. Sounds like a small thing, but in a tournament, it any second that you waste is a second that you're not catching fish. So, looking forward to that. St. Croix rods and now 7 reels as well. Got a bunch of new 7 reels in, both bait casters and spinning. So I'm excited to really start putting those to the test when we get back to Tennessee. But love my St. Croix rods. Stealth mode. They just had a brand change, so stealth rod holders are rebranded to stealth mode. But love those rod holders. Can't say enough about them. If you haven't checked them out, definitely go check them out. Very well made, very sturdy, and gonna last you forever, honestly. Super smart design. Makes it so easy. Really great if you're a kayak fisherman or anybody who like trolls. So definitely check out Stealth Mode. iBass 360. Cannot say enough about these guys and what they do to support women in fishing and all their other initiatives. Looking forward to hopefully seeing them again this year at ICAST. Don't think they'll be at the Bassmaster Classic, but we'll be there representing. I know Denise Estada is also with iBass 360. She plans on attending the Classic, so we'll be representing there and again at ICAST and throughout the year on this podcast. Definitely go check out iBass 360. Costa sunglasses. Love the new King Tides. They are my absolute favorite. Seems like every time they release a new frame, they're my favorite. But if you're an angler and you want the best polarized glasses and with all the features that are made for fishing, check out the King Tides. Highly recommend. They just released a new gold lens on some models or frames, so I'm excited to maybe get a chance to check those out as well. And then Adventurous Magazine. I actually just got my copy of the latest issue since I have to have my mail forwarded from Tennessee down here to Florida. Actually, Captain Debbie just brought it over to me. Big old ad for the Woman Angler and Adventure in Adventurous. So thank you, Jen, for supporting. We cross promote. It's women supporting women. I love that. So thank you. We'll continue to work with Jen and Adventurous. If you're not subscribed, it's an amazing magazine. You'll really enjoy all the articles catered for women. So definitely go check that out. Hunting, fishing, all that stuff. So if you're a listener of this podcast, I guarantee you will love Adventurous Magazine. So make sure you're subscribed. All right, so enough shout outs. Again, just thank you, everyone. So let me give you a little preview of what we've already got recorded and coming for you in 2024. And then we're going to be adding a lot of fresh new stuff in between as well. Staying up to date with what's going on with the LBAA. Also, stuff from the Classic and ICAST and any other events that come up. But we've got a conversation that we haven't had yet, but it's coming. We're going to have Janine Blair back on the show, and we're going to talk specifically about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. There's kind of been a trend where a lot of companies, including in the fishing industry, are getting away from that. And so we're going to have a discussion about that. So I'm looking forward to that very much so. I got to talk with a college angler on scholarship by the name of Elizabeth Eastman. So I think you're really going to enjoy her perspective and kind of the challenges of transitioning from high school fishing to college fishing. Some of you may have seen on Facebook. I was so excited when I got to do this interview, but Linda Greenlaw, commercial fisherman and best-selling author, is going to be on the show, you guys. She is unbelievable. I couldn't even believe I got to talk to her. Cannot wait to share that conversation with you. So cool. Another really exciting one. I might push this one out sooner than later because these ladies have an endeavor coming up in about 100 days. But I mean, for what they're about to take on, that's soon. They need a lot of support. But a United Row or United Women Row, check them out. They are going to be rowing across the Pacific Ocean on like a rowboat. I mean, it's awe-inspiring and quite frankly terrifying. So I can't wait for you guys to hear that episode as well. We did that via video, so I might put that video version out as well. And I have had a couple conversations with people from American Sport Fishing Association, just in different facets of that organization, to talk about what they're doing as far as conservation and what challenges we have before us. It's always important that we stay up to date on that stuff. Did a podcast trade with Charlie Levine, Angler's Journal. So looking forward to sharing that conversation with Charlie and tells us a little bit about what Angler's Journal is all about. And then, of course, the women's workshop, going to piece that together. So get to share that with you from the NPAA conference. Tons more stuff in the pipeline. And then, of course, sprinkling in some current stuff going on as well. So lots to look forward to in 2024. Thank you for coming back. And continuing to download, subscribe, leave reviews. Makes it really easy to leave reviews now on the website. So go to thewomanangler.com and check that new feature out. We've got a store on Amazon with some merch. Some of you have been asking for shirts and things like that. So there are some options up there. We're going to be refreshing that continuously and bringing you some more stuff. But that's linked there on the website. And yeah, 2024 is going to be a lot of fun, guys. Again, thanks for listening and all your support. If you have any other guest ideas, a lot of these that I just mentioned have come from listeners like you. So I thank you, everyone who has been reaching out and making suggestions. Linda Greenlaw, for example. I didn't even know who she was. I haven't watched Deadliest Catch in a few years, even though I love that show, just because we don't have cable anymore or a way to really watch it. So that was one that kind of came out of left field, and I was like just blown away. So thank you for those suggestions. Keep them coming. I'll try my best to make every single one of them happen. And you can reach me at Angie@thewomanangler.com. And just get ready for next week. Another exciting episode, fresh content, week after week, all 2024 season, every Tuesday. Make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you next week.